Welcome to this summertime edition of Sooner Sports Pad. Coming to you from the University of Oklahoma's Gaylord College, here's Mason Prince and Haley Hughey.
Hello and welcome to our summer home here at Sooner Sports Pad. I'm Mason Prince.
And I'm Haley Hughey. Mason, I kind of like it in here.
It's very nice.
Very nice. Well, we're here to let you know when the show is returning in the fall and tell you about some of the changes you can look forward to.
We're also going to look back at some of the special moments from last year's program and introduce you to two of our new hosts. One of them's right here.
Yes, that would be me. Hey, everyone. And our colleague Ashley Davis will also be joining us in the fall. We'll let you know a little bit about that later in the show.
But first, how about taking a look back at some of the best stuff we gave you last year? And we'll start with our top individual Sooner Sports performance of the 2014-15 school year. Freshman running back Samaje Perine stunned the nation in the Sooners game against Kansas just a week after Wisconsin's Melvin Gordon set an NCAA record with 408 yards rushing. Perine went absolutely bonkers against the Jayhawks. His final carry of the game early in the fourth quarter left him at an unthinkable 427 yards for the day. Remember, the kickoff was pushed back over 2 hours due to severe weather. Sooner Sports Pad's Taylor Newcomb asked Samaje how he dealt with the delay.
They sent out a text to the whole team saying that we were on a few hours delay, and I just took that time to relax a little bit. And it was an earlier game, and we had to get up at like 7, so I just took that time to relax and get woken up, and just to get focused on what I had to do a little bit more.
Well, obviously the delay seemed to serve you pretty well. You had a pretty good game. So let's just get right down to it. Obviously, everyone on the sideline probably knew that you were close to breaking the record. Coach Stoops left you in long enough to break it. But at what point in the game did you know that you were close to breaking the record?
I really had no idea until a couple of players came up and told me that I was I think they said 60-some yards away from the record. And it really didn't hit me that, that's such a big thing. I really never thought that in 100 years that I would, be the talk of something like that. And it's an exciting thing to, say that I did that.
So do you think about records going into games? How often does that kind of stuff pop into your head?
It really never has. I've never been the one to break records or anything. So, I just go in every game prepared to do what I have to do to help the team win.
Obviously, your teammates seemed pretty pumped for you. Was there any one guy in particular that was extra excited about it?
No, they were all pretty excited. My O-line, they were very excited, and I was just happy for those guys, for them to get to experience something like that, because they did a phenomenal job at preparation and, just going out there and giving it their all.
I have to ask, just how do you do it? You're unstoppable, and you go out and make big plays week after week. What's your secret?
Working hard, that's all that I do. You can ask all the coaches that I'm a very hard worker, and even on days when we're not practicing, whether that's studying extra film or whatever, I do my best to get prepared and know my assignments.
Well, Mason, if you think that was the best performance, I have the second best, with Buddy Hield leading the Sooners to the Sweet 16. And the play that OU fans will always remember came when the Sooners' second game against the East Regionals against the Dayton Flyers. In the final minute, with the Sooners clinging to a 4-point lead, Hield chased down Darrell Davis and swatted away his layup attempt. OU went on to win by 6, and Buddy was later named Big 12 Player of the Year. He spoke to our Matt McCulloch after winning that honor.
All right, thanks, guys. I'm sitting down with Buddy Hield, Big 12 Player of the Year. And, Buddy, what a weekend it has been for you. Game-winning tip-in against Kansas on Saturday, then being named Big 12 Player of the Year. What's it feel like to get an honor like this?
I feel very honored. Jess just tell me about all the Oklahoma greats that won the award. Blake Griffin, Hollis Fice, and all those guys. And looking at my head coach, Coach Hughey, he won the award, the Big 8 Award Player of the Year. So it's a good humbling experience. And I'm not just soaking. I'm soaking up right now because I'm thinking about better things right now. I can't worry, but I can't let this award get to my head. And our team is still accomplished. We're going to be on a journey right now and be trying to complete this journey.
Talk about your progression as a player to get to this point.
No, it's sort of far, just looking back on the Bahamas and see how I mature, my game mature, and Coach Crutch and all the coaches and my teammates, helped me involve my game. That's seeing things, and Coach Kyle back in Wichita, my high school coach, to make this dream possible for me. All those guys had a big part of developing my game. Teach me the games and access to the games. It's very special. And I take it to heat. And I just got better. I was a workaholic, and I want to get better. I always want to see results. And they say champions always crave for results. And I want to see results now. My results really paid off this year for me.
So, buddy, congratulations on being named Big 12 Player of the Year. Congratulations on this season, and best of luck moving forward.
Thank you so much.
All right, guys, back to you in the studio.
Still ahead on the best of Sooner Sports Pad, during the toughest of times, the Sooner sports teams bonded together. Hear from the most passionate of them after this break.
Plus, we have some national champs. We'll relive their amazing season later in the show.
Welcome back to the summer edition of Sooner Sports Pad. I'm Mason Prince, and she's Haley Hughey. Haley, what was your favorite part of Sooner Sports Pad last year?
I'm thinking it had to be Kadeem Latin wearing the 3-foot-tall band leader hat that made him almost look 10 feet tall.
Yeah, like a basketball goal. Well, we're going to have more fun like that and more coming up this fall when Sooner Sports Pad returns live on Monday nights on Fox Sports Oklahoma.
And more, what's that all about, Mason?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked. We mentioned earlier that we'll have a new host. Ashley Davis joins the Sports Pad team as our moderator.
And wait, does that mean she's going to get in between our fights?
Well, I think that's in her job description. Okay. Plus, we're going to hear more from our weekly in-studio guests about their prized possessions and their best friends. And we'll throw some news segments your way, too, like a Fan of the Week award.
Sounds like it's going to be a great time.
It's going to be a great time.
In the midst of last spring's SAA controversy, Eric Stryker was the face that represented OU athletics. Not only did he speak on a national level with CNN, but he also spoke to our very own Matt McCulloch during the week of the spring game.
We're looking forward to getting to, tackle each other now. We've been kind of keeping each other up in practice, but, making those collisions and guys really trying to find a job for themselves on a team. You know what I mean? This is a time for young guys to show, what they can do, to the coaches and put it out there on film for them guys. So it's going to be an exciting day. I know guys are hungry. Guys are ready to get after it. So guys are really it's going to be a good time. It's going to be fun. Guys are really going to give it their all.
Well, Eric, after the SAE video went public, the football team and some other athletes on campus made a pretty powerful statement. Can you tell us a little bit about the process about that?
It's been a life learning lesson and process. A whole bunch of meetings going on and getting things together. And nothing was done halfway. We putting everything in consideration. If we do it this way, this is So it was tough. It was no sleep. But at the end, we came to a conclusion and got it done. And guys gave up what they personally believe for the greater good of the team, and because we love each other. So it's been a great experience, a great leadership learning experience as well. It was tough. It's been tough, but at the end, the conclusion we came to is it's been really good. So I'm happy for what the outcome of it.
Well, after Saturday's spring game, what's the focus turn to next for you?
Well, after the Saturday spring game, we got a couple more practices, got exams coming up, we got to finish school, you know what I mean? And then, the steps that we need to take as far as, getting, the culture together on this campus, positive change and awareness, and the culture change, take those steps, and then, you got both. You got the football, and you got, trying to, do both. And you got summer workouts coming up. So it's been the same, but now that the whole SAE thing has happened, you got to focus on getting the culture on the campus right as well. So
yeah, sure thing. Well, good luck with all that focus, and good luck in the spring game.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, back to you guys in the studio.
Coming up, we'll switch gears and talk some softball, and of course, that means Lauren Chamberlain and her national home run record.
That's right, and later in the show, we'll explore life after OU football. What lies ahead for Sooner Gridiron stars after graduation? Stick with us. Welcome back to our Sooner Sports Pad summer show.
We're reliving some of the best moments from our show last season.
And if Samaje Perine and Buddy Hield had the top male athletic performances of the year, softball's Lauren Chamberlain capped the best female sports career in Norman. Chamberlain's season-long quest to break the national softball home run record ended when the Sooner slugger hit long ball number 91 against the Mean Green of North Texas. Lauren shared with Zach Sapanik the pressure she faced during her historic chase.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Lauren Chamberlain. Lauren, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, first things first, there's been such a big talk about the historic milestone that you've been coming close to and that you matched on Saturday. Can you just take us through the process of what it's been like and the support system that you've had in place to help you along the journey?
Yeah, for sure. Man, it's been kind of stressful, I'm not going to lie, but honestly, it's just been kind of like a long process, and I've been, waiting and waiting for this moment to come just, with the tie. But honestly, the support from my team has been what's best, and my family as well. But I'm always here with my team, and to know that my coaches love me no matter what, and my teammates love me no matter what, and they've made that pretty clear. And just to know that regardless of my home runs and what I do on the field, that they still love me as a person and that they still respect me as a ball player. And I think that's helped aid my confidence throughout this whole thing, because there have been some ups and downs for sure in my journey on this path. So it's been tough but rewarding at the same time.
And you've been on some great teams here at OU in your time. How does this one stack up, especially to a team that won a national championship a few years ago?
Oh, absolutely stacks up, because if you really look at the lineup and the numbers that we're producing, and team average to start is insane. And, it's not just Shelby, it's up and down the lineup that allows me to do what I do. And it's nice to know that if I have an off day, that they're right there to pick me up, and vice versa. So I think it's cool. It's a good, confident feeling to have when your lineup's that good.
And is it championship or bust for this team?
Oh, yes, absolutely. It is every year.
Cool. Well, Lauren, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Guys, back to you in the studio.
OU Gymnastics consistently has incredible teams, and this year men's gym didn't disappoint, bringing a national title to Norman. After a perfect 26-zip season, the men were able to add a 9th NCAA championship by beating rival Stanford. The 9th championship is the most in Oklahoma sports history. And a couple of the champs stopped by SportsPad to show us their latest hardware.
Oh yeah, it's been 3 years in the making, so to finally have it come senior year, to finally grab it, it's a great feeling.
And Michael, you're an individual champion. What is that like?
Oh, that's just icing on the cake, You put everything in there for the team. If on the third day that individual comes along, that's even better. But it's great to have both. But the team one was the one we were looking for.
Yeah.
When did you guys know that you had the team championship wrapped up in the bag?
I would say when we got to high bar and after Alec and Colin hit those first 2 routines to start us off, because we had a little rough event on parallel bars. We had one miss there, and then 2 routines were a little shaky. So once Alec and Colin got it started off for us on high bar, that's when I knew we would be good.
Well, the women's team didn't fare quite as well. After a season spent mostly at the top of the national rankings, the Sooners finished 3rd in the NCAA tournament, but several gymnasts picked up individual national titles. More on the women's team after the break. Haley spent some time with one team member who is juggling gymnastics and a singing career. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to our Sooner SportsPad Summer Show.
Yes, thanks for joining us.
Before the break, we told you about the women's gymnastics team finishing 3rd in the nation last year.
And while the team fell just short of their national championship goal, I did get to spend a day with freshman who has 3 more years to bring that title back home. OU freshman gymnast Natalie Brown is a busy young woman. She juggles adjusting to college life, classes, sorority commitments, and oh yeah, being a part of the top-rated gymnastics team in the country.
I normally wake up around like 7:45 and I get ready, get all my stuff together. I either make breakfast or I go downstairs because we have a calf downstairs and they have like everything pre-made kind of, so it's really easy. I have class from 8:30 on Mondays to like 10:20, and then on Tuesdays it's a little different. And then we go to practice at around 12. It's sometimes a little bit difficult, especially like during season because we're traveling a lot. And so we miss a lot of class, so we have to kind of catch up, but it's good because we're always given time to do it on the road. So it's not bad, but sometimes it is a little bit stressful.
And Natalie isn't a typical OU student athlete in another sense too. She's a walk-on.
But Natalie, her teammates, and Coach KJ Kindler don't see any difference.
Here, when I visited, KJ was like, walk-ons aren't different from scholarships. If you work hard and you prove yourself, then it doesn't matter. The only difference is you're not getting your school paid for.
You kind of have to fall in line with what's going on our team. So you have to work as hard, you have to be as dedicated, and the difference is you're not getting paid for it. So it almost does take a stronger passion for the sport to be that person who's not getting paid but working hard every day to find a spot in the lineup.
Gymnastics isn't Natalie's only love or skill. She can entertain gymnastics fans at the Lloyd Noble or music lovers here at the Catlett Center.
I've been singing since I was little, but I've been taking lessons since I was about like 10. And I have some songs on iTunes, but I've written 12 songs. I just haven't had the time to produce them. My most recent song that I put on iTunes, it's called I Like It Here. It's about going from high school in my hometown to here. It's like transitioning, leaving all my friends behind, and you don't want to leave because you don't want change, but at the same time, it's good. And I don't know, I wrote it right before I came here. It's kind of an emotional song. 'Cause I like it here.
When Natalie gets some rare free time, it's easy to figure out how to spend it.
Well, I like watching TV and Netflix.
Good. What's your favorite show?
Well, there was like a new show on MTV and it was called Eye Candy, and my roommate and I would watch that every Monday night. It was really good. After practice, we do our treatments and like our rehab, and then we cold tub. And then, yeah, I go home and shower because I'm all gross. And I kind of do some homework sometimes, or I just kind of sit on my couch because I'm so tired.
She has plenty of reasons to be exhausted. Haley Hughey, Sooner Sports Pad.
Nice story, Haley. As we mentioned earlier, we'll have another new face on the show this fall. Ashley Davis will replace Allison Gappa on our set this fall. Ashley is spending the summer at home in California. Oh, how terrible is that? Horrible. She couldn't join us today. She has been anchoring and reporting on OU Nightly for a couple years now, and we're so glad we'll get to share the stage with her this year. Well, still to come, OU football, it grabs our attention year-round. But what happens to the players once they hang up the crimson and cream jerseys? That story when we come back. Welcome back, Mason Prince, Haley Hughey. While you might catch this Sooner Sports Pad show anytime this summer, coming up in the fall, we're back to our regular schedule. And on September 21st, we'll debut our new season with a new look. Be sure to join us on Monday nights on Fox Sports Oklahoma and Tuesday afternoons right here on OU TV.
And finally, we all have our favorite players who wear OU football jerseys on fall Saturdays. But what lies ahead for them once the gridiron glory fades? Heather Healy is here to explain.
Being part of the University of Oklahoma football program is something special that few get to take part in. It's a bond. It's a special type of brotherhood with a rich history beyond its years.
Walking along the walls, the hallways, and walking along the walls, you see all these pictures of Billy Vessels and Jerry Tubbs and Tommy McDonald. I mean, and I call them the ghosts on the wall, because they were basically looking down at you. And you really had the eerie feeling of these people are watching you as you walk down these halls, and the mere fact that you're here, and they're making sure that you don't do anything to screw up what they've established.
Yes, being a part of this history means something special, and each player soaks up every moment knowing that their time here will not last forever. But what happens when the doors close behind them one final time?
To be honest, I'm still adjusting. It's been really hard for me in terms of adjusting to not playing football anymore, because you go from like this lifelong dream and accomplishing it to being able to find, a new avenue to focus and concentrate more in.
Almost all have major adjustments to make because only a select few will play on Sundays.
Obviously I have fears. I think everybody fears not being successful, and I think that's what motivates me and what drives me. I think my drive to be successful is what keeps me going. So
there are really three main things that I'm looking at, which is missionary work, law school, and then coaching. When it comes to all three of those, they all allow me to help others. I'm really big. I like helping people, and I like being around people.
No matter where life takes them, the time spent here has made a lasting impression, affecting everything that happens beyond Owen Field.
The fact that I come to visit this place during the spring and I find out the dorm I'm living in is called Washington House. So all of these things were basically, taking place, and I've closed another chapter.
Being immersed in this program has molded everyone to being successful in the path they choose to lead when their time is done.
If I could do it, anybody can do it. It's out there. You just got to be hungry. You got to want it. And this is a great place to do it, especially here at Oklahoma. This is a place that's got great traditions, and if you can be successful here, then you can be successful in the league.
Only 2% of NCAA basketball players and football players are going to play in the NBA or NFL. It's like mostly all of us are going pro in something other than sports, and that's just the fact of the matter. Really take advantage of your college experience, and understand that the time that you have to play the game is finite, no matter what, even if you do go and play in the league, in any league. So.
Whether it's moving on to compete in the pros or hanging up the cleats for good, the lessons learned on the gridiron are something every Sooner will be able to apply in their lives. Heather Hughey, Sooner Sports Pad.
Well, that'll do it for this summertime edition of Sooner Sports Pad.
Thanks for joining us for a look at some of our best times from last year's show.
Oh, but wait, Haley, there's one thing missing.
Oh, yeah, the inning game. What are we going to play?
Well, I think we have plenty of choices.
So instead of playing a new one, we'll leave you with a look at some of our favorites. See you in the fall.
Have a great summer, Sooner Nation.
Ooh, spin. Oh! Yeah. All right, 3-1.
Give it.
All right, here we go. And, all right, Heather, bucket's got to stay on your head. Stop chatting with each other and keep eating. Charlie has a little bit of a hold on it. Mentally, Tyra is probably doing the best here.